Howdy folks, Nathan Adlin here with a very special episode of Ask Nathan. Right now we are in the shoulder on PCH in Northern California, right by Carmel, the Sea, and Monterey is just down the road. So what we're going to do, and I got my buddy Brian here.
Hey guys.
We're going to give you an Ask Nathan episode while driving the new 2017 Nissan Pathfinder. So real quick, just a real basic thing. Horsepower on the Pathfinder is up from 260 horsepower, now it's 284. Torque has gone from 240 pound-feet of torque to 259 pound-feet of torque, and it can tow now up to 6,000 pounds when properly equipped. And the vehicle is revised in the front and in the rear, so basically new nose, new tail. A couple additions with the interior, slightly upgraded, but for the most part, this is basically the same Pathfinder, and it's gone through weight training. So it's stiffer, it's stronger. Spring rates are up to 11% stiffer. And because of that, it has a few different characteristics, which we can't go over right now because this is embargoed in material. However, you will see a write-up on tflcar.com about this vehicle. Now, with that said, we're going to start off on the road, and you're going to ask me questions that you guys have been asking, and we got these directly off of the TFL Car channel. Actually, it's TFL Now. So we got those directly off the channel, and we're going to answer those and keep those questions coming.
If somebody has questions, what's the email address?
The email address is nathan@tflcar.com, asknathan@tflcar.com, and I think info@tflcar.com. Any of those will work. Ask Nathan is probably the best one because that one will go actually directly to me. So that's the one I would recommend. All right, so let's go for it. What's the first one?
A viewer wanted to know whether or not North America is ready for the return of like Renault
and Citroën and all that. Okay. Very interesting question, and the funny part is, in some ways, I'm kind of driving part of the answer. Nissan and Renault have been partners for many years. It's been a very lucrative partnership, and as such, a lot of vehicles that are built with French design, French designers, European designers, or vehicles that were built specifically for Renault, they are being looked at as global platforms now. So a lot of the cars we have in the United States share components, if not the entire car, with Renault, a French car company. Now, what would happen if Citroën managed to come back into the United States and Peugeot? Well, and then you also, the guy who asked this question also asked about SEAT, which is the Spanish automaker. That automaker uses Volkswagen components. All the other ones are, they partner as well. I would say that, first of all, I don't think any French automakers are coming back anytime soon. There were rumors about Citroën looking at the United States again, because we are really one of the largest auto markets out there. But with China being as strong as it is currently, a lot of French automakers are finding success there. I don't think the United States is that important of a market to jump into, back into. And it's a very difficult one too. The requirements here are very stringent. Department of Transportation, certain requirements with smog and everything else. It's just a lot of red tape to cut through in order to get your car federalized to be sold in the United States. So I don't think it's going to happen, but if it did, would people be ready for it? Would people want to buy them? I think it'd be similar to what's going on with Fiat. There are certain people that really enjoy Fiats because it's something new and different, and they have a personality, and I think people would like that. Certain French cars, I suppose, would have a similar type of vibe. So that's a maybe, but I just don't see it happening. I sincerely doubt that anybody other than Renault is going to make their presence felt in the United States. All right, we'll see what happens. Guys, if you have any additions to any of these comments, or if you have other questions, please write them below, and we will definitely answer them. Now, to finish up, by the way, on the Pathfinder that we're driving, once again, we can't give out any driving impressions because that's embargoed until, I think, the 8th of August, and this video comes out before then. However, we can say a few additional things. Now, they have recently updated the interior And one of the things we both noticed is that the woods have gone up in terms of quality. It's just a bottom. Yeah, it's just, it looks real now. And that some of the switchgear has been moved. The video/entertainment display has been enhanced, and it looks like the rest of the interior is pretty much the same. Externally, the one thing that Nissan really wanted to stress was making this look more truckish. And the way they did that is by making everything a little bit larger, really.
A little boxier.
It's a little boxier.
Angles.
It's a little bit more angular, but it still has the long front overhang and long rear overhang, because this is, at the end of the day, a wagon that's been jacked up like most crossovers. Rear end, basically new taillights and a slightly different tail that pulls up a little bit, but I don't think it really makes that much of a difference in terms of off-road ability. However, we are actually going to be taking this vehicle, not this very one, but one just like it, off-road. They have a small off-road course, so we're going to actually go bouncing around there, testing out their all-wheel drive / four-wheel drive system, which is this little knob right here that you dial in, just like the old Pathfinder. In terms of gearing and everything else, it's pretty much the same, but there is one big difference, and that is the transmission, which is now very similar to the one that's used in the current Nissan Maxima. So, a little bit of extra footage coming your way, and you'll definitely have a review on tflcar.com about this vehicle with driving impressions, and that will be available after August 8th. I think that's about it, right?
Yeah, should we talk about the D-step logic? That's the biggest difference.
That's the transmission.
It simulates steps, right?
Is this our exit?
401B.
So that's this one.
East, yeah. And then coefficient of drag went down. Claimed class-leading fuel economy?
Yes, that's right. Fuel economy, which is really close to the Toyota Highlanders. I think I actually have it right here if you want to
oh, yeah, sure.
Sorry, did I write
nice
it?
notes. Yeah.
Sorry.
So city highway combined is 20, 27, and 23. So 27 matches the Highlander, but the city and the combined beat it by like 1 mpg.
Yeah. Keep in mind though that that's for front wheel drive. They did not release the all-wheel drive numbers. That tends to be 1 to 2 miles per gallon less. That's in general. So that's the front wheel drive one. They say that that's nearly 50% of the take are people who buy front wheel drive models, which is actually kind of surprising. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And yeah, but once again, the transmission, pretty much the same one, a very similar one that's in the Maxima and in the Murano. Murano and Maxima are actually cousins. They share the same transmission and platform. Okay, so there you go. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this unusual Ask Nathan. And don't forget to go back to TFL Now. We keep adding new stuff all the time, and we're hoping to keep that going for a while. So thanks again, guys. We'll see you later. One of you wanted to know about the upcoming Mazda RX7 and if Mazda's made any announcements about it, and they certainly have. All right. Yuji Nakamine, who's Mazda's corporate global director, said no. They're not building that vehicle anytime in the near future. There was the RX Vision project and a whole bunch of other teasers out there and hints about rotary engines.